Hello, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Yesterday we marveled at Karachi University's decision to confer an honorary doctorate degree to Interior Minister Rahman Malik. Apparently, you and I weren't the only ones left speechless by this act. This decision was met with equal condemnation from the university's teachers and students as well. The president of the Karachi University Teachers Society expressed his resentment by stating that this was the first time ever that the administration had bypassed the syndicate in deciding an honorary degree. And the Students' Union went further by stating that this decision had in fact ruined the honor and reputation of the prestigious university. We here on TMS are aware of the value of a doctorate degree, and if it is to be dished out so thoughtlessly, then we stand by the popular demand to ban the process of giving out honorary degrees on political basis. Yes, we are with you. You're watching the morning show with Huma Amir Shah. First up, newspaper headlines. The Express Tribune reports on the government's plan to tackle the energy crisis. The cabinet has approved 2 weekly holidays, excluding banks, the early closure of businesses, and a recovery campaign on defaulters of electricity bills. Dawn focuses on a fiery session of the National Assembly in which PMLN demanded a treason case against General Musharraf, while the PPP said the opposition must not take credit for the reinstatement of judges. And the Daily Times focuses on the US Secretary of State and the Defense Secretary acknowledging that Pakistan has a pivotal role in a negotiated settlement in Afghanistan, as well as being open to discussing a peace deal with the Haqqanis. Same old, same old. This is what I will say. Let's move on to international newspapers now, and of course starting with the New York Times. The New York Times highlights the trial of the so-called underwear bomber Omar Farooq Abdul Muttalib, who has pleaded guilty to 8 federal crimes just a day after the trial began. The would-be bomber faces sentencing in January. UK's Guardian focuses on a report revealing that NATO's tactics against the Taliban in Afghanistan may be exaggerated in press releases and the media to make the offensive look more effective to the public. And finally, the Khalij Times reports on the Vice President and Prime Minister of UAE issuing a decree to establish a World Peace Award to honor entities with outstanding contributions to international peace. Okay, so let's see who the first recipient would be, but don't hold your breath for it. It's going to be a while until the award is conferred upon anybody. Moving images now, and you know the drill. We have a couple of images from around the world. Some have been sent by you, mostly picked by ourselves, and the first one we have named Mind Games. So this is what we mean when we say mind games, and these are psychiatric patients using a ball and empty bottles at a hospital in China, and the game is meant to mentally stimulate the patients. Dinkies there for you. You know, I googled the term dinkies while captioning it, because at least once upon a time we used to call little models of cars dinkies, but anyway, these are big cars sitting submerged in flood waters in Thailand, and there has been massive flooding over there. Diwali dye, a man checking dye on polyester thread that will be used to make garlands for the Diwali festival in Ahmedabad, India. And Diwali, by the way, will be observed on October 26th. Shadows there for you. I thought this was an interesting picture. This is a vendor waiting for customers at dusk on a beach in Karachi, but please do not miss the PC in the background as well, and quite well equipped, I must say. Just a happy picture. We like the smiles on these children's faces, and this picture is from a cemetery actually near Kabul, Afghanistan, and children are sitting on this sort of a merry-go-round, I would say. All for one anti-government protesters with the Egyptian, Tunisian, Libyan, Syrian and Yemeni flags painted on their faces chant slogans during a demonstration in Sana'a, and that would be Yemen. We are calling this Reader's Digest, not because they have Reader's Digests stacked there, but just books. And there you see a woman adjusting books on a huge shelf at the book fair in Frankfurt, Germany. That is rather big. Iron circles there. This picture is from Quetta. A man is framed through an aluminum roll as he cuts a sheet to make shutters for shops. Just thought it was an interesting image to bring to you. Let this picture come into focus. People signing a huge banner during the Occupy DC anti-corruption protest at Freedom Plaza, and a 4-day protest in Washington to reclaim American politics for the people went into overtime, and its participants vowed to stay despite the expiry of their permit. And face to face there, let it come into focus. There's a man working on face sculpture for upcoming Festival of Lights in Berlin. And just so you know, several landmarks in the German capital, including squares, boulevards, towers, historical places, they have been lit up for the Festival of Lights, which runs, by the way, from October 12th until October 23rd. Yeah. Okay, now enough with the images for the day, and that was the collection that we had. Do send us your pictures as well. I keep saying, the weather is also changing, and I'm sure the leaves are changing color as well. If you have captured anything beautiful, at least, you think so, we think so too. So send it our way, please. Today is the 13th of October, and we have our day in history for you. And the first one, before I get into it, I think you better listen to it a little bit. Pakistan's pride, Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, was born on this day in 1948. The legendary king of Qawwali, with his otherworldly voice, introduced Sufi music to the world. Literally, Khan preferred to use his native Punjabi and Urdu or the Farsi of the Sufi poets for his renditions, but his passion touched the hearts of audiences all over the world. Peter Gabriel and Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder are some of the names who collaborated with the mighty Khan. Actress and former model, well known for her role as Avery in the film Jerry Maguire and more recently in Maroon 5's music video for She Will Be Loved, Kelly Preston celebrates her 49th birthday today. Her notable roles also include Space Camp and Twins. But Preston's acting credentials do not say much about her. In 2000, she received the Worst Supporting Actress award for her role with husband John Travolta in Battlefield Earth. But it doesn't matter because she's still very, very famous and recognizable. Brilliant comedian, best known for his roles as Ali G, Borat and Bruno, Sacha Baron Cohen celebrates his 40th birthday today. This English funny man managed to fool several high-profile personalities in unsuspecting comical situations and self-revealing ridicule, and that led us, the viewers, to be falling off our seats and laughing. Baron Cohen's work has been recognized with several Emmy nominations, an Oscar nomination, a BAFTA and a Golden Globe for Best Actor. Years before Simon Cowell and Tyra Banks, there was Ed Sullivan, who had a knack for identifying and promoting top talent and paid a lot of money to secure that talent for his show. The Ed Sullivan Show was broadcast for a total of 23 years, making it one of the longest running variety shows in US broadcast history. And in 1964, the first live American appearance of the Beatles was on his show as well. Yeah. And five-time Olympic gold medalist, the most won by any Australian swimming champion, Ian Thorpe, or Torpedo as he's also known, celebrates his 29th birthday today. At the 2001 World Aquatics Championships, he became the first person to win 6 gold medals in one World Championship. And after a 4-year hiatus, Thorpe has announced to return to the pool now for the 2012 London Olympics. All right, short and sweet, and I'm sure most recognizable would be Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, and I am very sure that you are going to be hearing a lot of him today. Yeah, on radio and on TV as well. Okay, now in the war between BlackBerry and iPhone users, the iPhone have won this round. Yes, I have to admit, and there's nothing like a technical fault to unite BB users around the world and act as if it's the end of the world. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. Millions of BB users endured a 3rd working day without access to the internet, including email and instant messaging. And RIM, the Canadian maker of BlackBerry, have said that now a large backlog of data has been generated that needs to be cleared out. So that is probably the reason for what happened. Users in India and South America and Pakistan, of course, have joined those across Europe, the Middle East and Africa in the blackout. And RIM now faces a potential exodus of angry users for whom the second outage was the final straw. And BlackBerry users, I have to tell you this, have hope. It's not the end of civilization. As optimists may put it, pen, paper and pigeon is the way to go. Seriously. But I noticed this morning that it was working. At least I got some messages through. Now, opium production in Afghanistan has surged 61% this year as rising demand and worsening security reversed 3 years of progress in anti-drug efforts. And this finding was made by a UN survey recently. The increase amounts to a troubling signal for Afghan and Western officials who have spent hundreds of millions of dollars trying to disrupt opium smuggling operations and the insurgent networks that profit from them. Now, their efforts have run headlong into the increasingly powerful economic incentives behind poppy growing, whereby 1 acre of land can produce more than $4,000 worth of opium. The reasons cited for low success rate are quite familiar: corrupt police officers and commanders in various districts who support smugglers, a lack of counter-narcotics police officers, and dwindling time to confront the problem before international forces leave. Yeah. Okay, now this is interesting. They decided to go public after winning the Euro Million jackpot, but so did their dirty linen. The couple, Dave and Angela Doss, said they will turn their friends and family into millionaires too, but the son of Angela claims she kicked him out when he was barely 12 and they haven't spoken since. Yeah. Now, first on the couple's shopping list is a new diamond engagement ring for Angela, followed by a house in Portugal, of course, a Rolls-Royce as well, and a Chelsea season ticket, and a house near the football team's West London ground. But Angela's son, 17-year-old Stephen Lehman, says she kicked him and his father out 5 years ago and refuses to acknowledge his existence, even to say hello. Now, Angela, of course, has denied these claims and said she would like to rebuild her relationship with her son. And the cash haul will make the winners the 703rd richest people in the UK, $1 million, better than David Bowie and Gwyneth Paltrow. And by the way, did I mention that they won £101 million? Can you believe? And of course, they're going to leave their jobs and blah, 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 everything. Okay, now this next story is cool, although it is scary how much a phone can embed itself in your life and find its way into something as low-tech as sleep. A new app that aims to improve both the quantity and quality of sleep uses brain waves to track the amount of time spent in different stages of sleep, and it is called Sleep Manager. The app synchronizes with a headset that measures both brain activity, eye movement, muscle tone and other signals in light, deep and rapid eye movement sleep. The signals are relayed through Bluetooth to the user's iPhone, iPad or Android smartphone and uploaded to a website, Zio, which makes the application, and it also syncs with other apps to allow users to see how their sleep quality relates to their fitness and diets. Meanwhile, of course, the pillow is and will hopefully remain a decidedly non-digital device. Yeah, thank God for that. Now, all the negative publicity of being the cause of rising obesity in the world has probably led the ever-smiling Ronald McDonald to rewrite his place in history. Now, Ronald McDonald houses around the world provide shelter and assistance for sick and injured children and their families at a time when they need it most. When children are very sick and injured, oftentimes it requires a lengthy stay to ensure that treatment is appropriate and effective, but hospitals generally are not equipped to board their families and often the treatment is long-term. So Ronald McDonald House Charities aim to change all that by establishing programs that improve the physical health and emotional well-being of children. And there are currently some 305 Ronald McDonald houses in 52 countries and regions around the world. Yeah. Okay, just wanted to let you know so that there is good there as well. We are taking a very short break, and when we come back, we are talking about the paper magazine. Yeah. Hello, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. We have noticed over the past couple of years that quite a few fashion magazines have mushroomed in Pakistan. However, if you look inside them, you would notice that most are nothing more than a book of advertisement and only some have anything worth to read. Thankfully though, we do have exceptions to that rule, and one such exception that truly stands out is the paper magazine. Paper magazine is an inspirational and informative lifestyle magazine which began operations in February last year, and it is targeted towards people of all ages who are interested not just in fashion, thankfully, but also a bit of current affairs. And this fact is evident by the cover of their latest issue, which is graced by none other than Imran Khan. Yeah. Please welcome Samina Khan and Meher Tareen, Editor-in-Chief and Executive Editor of Paper, respectively. Hello, good morning, girls. How are you?
Hi.
Good to have you here.
We're very excited to be here.
Lovely, lovely. How did this come about? Not Imran Khan on the cover, the magazine itself.
Well, I guess we both have our different stories, but for me it wasn't something that I always wanted to do. I studied economics and I had various marketing related jobs that I did, and then a good friend of mine pointed me into this direction. She was working for a magazine, and she said, you know, she always made it sound so fun and exciting. And she said, you know, why don't you come and work here? Then I didn't actually end up working there, but I worked somewhere else. But I gained the experience and I realized how much fun I was having doing it.
But is it important for you to feel that there was a dearth of good magazines in Pakistan? I mean, I understand that it's fun and everything.
Of course, we totally feel that there's no magazine like paper out there. Either it's just completely fashion or it's politics, but there's nothing which brings both the things together. And we want everyone, we want people who don't really read about politics to read about it as well, and social issues. So there has to be some sort of a reality check as well. And that's why we put what's actually going on ground. This time we did Contradictistan. Before that we've covered many things like abortion or poverty or floods, or you know, so there's a wide ranging amount of topics
as well. So Meher and Samina, both of you are on the same page there.
Yes, we are. Actually, she started the magazine. She came up with the concept. I had always wanted to do a fashion magazine. Fashion lifestyle. I wanted to follow this Vanity Fair model. I thought that was completely missing from Pakistan. And then we went to the same high school, but we never spoke. We weren't friends.
She's actually married to a very good friend of mine. So
I got married to, we were in the same, all of us in the same high school, and my husband is a very good friend of Samina's. They went to the same class. So anyway, one day I was just sitting around and I got this magazine, and it was called Paper, and it completely blew me away. You know, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, Samina Khan from Shoifat. I mean, please. You know, I was like, Samina Khan from Paper has done exactly what I want to do, if not better. You know, and I was really, really excited and happy.
So the paper had already been,
I joined
paper magazine had been launched before you, alright.
And we knew each other, but we weren't like good friends or anything. So I saw it and I was extremely excited and proud of her, and then I got involved. For the second issue, I was a contributor. I wrote an article, and by the third issue we had become partners. And so yeah, the third and fourth issue we worked together.
So what would you say predominantly? Now I understand that you say that it's a mix of politics and fashion and everything, but somebody, if they were to look at it, they had to buy this magazine out of a lot of other variety. What would it give them that other magazines
wouldn't? I think it completely stands out in the sense that we're very, very involved, both of us. We're involved in all aspects, very hands-on, and it's a lot of work.
We don't compromise on design.
No.
And as I said, I mean, abroad as well, I'm not saying that you should buy all the magazines. We have Vogue, we have Bazaar, we have Elle, everybody buys all three of them, or In Style, or four of them. So there's always room for more, but I think the editors make the difference, and you know, we really, really focus on every single page.
Yeah,
we're very hands-on, we're on the pulse, we're what's going on, what will people be interested about.
Okay, one thing I have noticed, and I'll put you on the spot, I'll ask you that. You know, we get the nice pictures and everything, and the happenings and the social pages, and every magazine is doing that as well.
Unfortunately, everyone loves.
And I'm sorry to say, but they are the same faces all over again.
We have a big challenge because the people who here are icons and celebrities are designers. Okay, we barely have like a movie industry. So we are always trying to challenge ourselves, widen our scope. I have a child as well, so it's difficult for me to travel and go to Karachi.
But I'm sure you must have a team.
Yeah, we have a team, but our team is very small, and so mainly the work
lies. We like
lies
to do everything ourselves.
And mainly the work lies. We do all the work. Like we have to. We feel like if we stop doing that, we've done that. Like we haven't gone to a few shoots, and they have been extremely different from when we have been there, because we have something in mind and we know how to execute.
The other thing we do is we don't put just models on the cover. We put people, personalities, and we'd like to talk about them. We want to promote all Pakistani talent.
Because you do realize that you are in a very rare position where you can promote talent as well. That you can,
and we want to promote new
otherwise,
and old.
Because otherwise we have what, 20-30 celebrities combined in Lahore, Islamabad and Karachi, and they are the only faces everywhere.
Even with the first issue, it was Kami as opposed to someone who
everyone knows.
We try to do people who are also like Imran Khan, of course. He's the biggest icon that we have in Pakistan.
But
and
with
he's also
Imran Khan, you would go
mainstream.
With Imran Khan, you would go mainstream. With these three, select
so we
people
we do both. We feel whatever we're feeling together. Sometimes I think the most exciting part for us is it's a lot of hard work, but the most exciting part is coming up with an idea and then telling each other, like it'll be 4 in the morning or
we're constantly,
and we're like, oh my god, I just had the most brilliant idea. And sometimes I'll come up with an idea and she'll be like, ease my head, or sometimes she'll come up with she'll think it's a brilliant idea, and so we have that. We balance each other out, and it's very exciting to both agree on a great idea that we think is great objectively, and then implement it.
All right. Now, with two of you and like-minded thoughts, and you have these great ideas and stuff, and you are out with 4 or 5 issues so far. 4. How far do you think you will go with it? Because if we look at all the magazines that you have mentioned, they have been there for years.
Of course.
And they have like a lot of people there, they have directors, and they have like their boards there, and all the decisions have to be made by everyone else. Now, how do you both see
It's
yourself
very
working
challenging,
through
Huma.
this?
I mean, I wish I could give you an answer to that question.
And I'm asking you this, Samina,
Yeah.
I'll tell you why, because we have seen also a lot of magazines start and then close down.
Yeah.
immediately as
And you
well.
get that,
So
you
I'm
get that a
thinking
lot.
whether
Yeah,
this one is going to
We
stay or
get
not.
that a lot.
You know
but we're
what?
here to stay.
I mean, I just say, mashallah, just straight off from the first issue, there are about 60, 50, 70 ads in the magazine. And a lot of people ask me, you know, how did you get these ads? Are they for free? Or, you know, I'm like, every single ad is paid for. And, you know, that was the most daunting thing. And if we can get through the first issue and then the second issue and the third issue, if we keep on getting ads and if advertisers believe in our product, we should be fine.
And I feel like people have been so forthcoming and they have
They've
really,
really helped us and they
appreciated
really-
the magazine because
Yeah.
in Pakistan everyone's craving for quality work. You know, it's very, very difficult to do, but it's also very
You know, we
extremely
have our
rewarding.
own photographer, we have exclusive photographs, we try not to use
Even
the
with
same
the people
photograph.
pictures, because that's something that everybody wants to see, we try to make it exclusive. Like if you've seen, it is the same people mostly.
It's
because
the
those
same
are
events
celebrities.
too, but
Yeah.
you will
No,
have a
most of
different
the time
angle.
it's not
Well,
the same.
yeah, we even try to get exclusive events and
But
you
it's
know,
the same
okay.
people because those are
we
celebrities.
want when people pick
You know?
up paper magazine, they know that they're going to see something different, something that they don't see in
And
other
I think that they are going to read the magazine. There are things that
Yeah.
make you think.
Yeah.
For the third issue, we started this letter, and it's like an open letter, and then we continued that format, and it did extremely well. Extremely well. It was called Dear
Okay.
Material Girl.
Of course, you know, with both of you having done your recce, you have done your
Yeah.
research, and obviously then you have come in the market. How many people read English?
Very
magazines?
few,
Very
very few. I
Very
mean,
few. We're looking at a very small.
yeah, we're looking at a very
market.
small market. In terms of English newspapers, how many people read them?
In
you
terms
know?
of English shows, I mean, I do
Yeah.
an English language show,
Exactly.
so that's why I want to
it's
know.
very limited, but at the same time, we're targeting our audience. When it comes to advertisers, these are the people who are going to buy the products. If it's like any Western clothing or any Eastern clothing, these are the people who are going to buy these products.
Any big names who are writing for you?
Yes, very big names.
Yeah,
actually.
we
We had Alex von Tunzelman,
Ahmed
right?
Rashid,
Ahmed
Mohsin
Rashid,
Hamid, everybody.
We have very big names, and they've been very, very kind, and we feel very grateful and blessed.
Because I think that's what makes a difference. We don't want to compromise on the writing.
And not
or-
just that, I'm sure that you have done your research. You would know that a lot of these magazines have photographs and nothing much to it as
Yeah, of
well.
course.
You know, a
And
lot of probably.
we would love for people to read the magazine, but there's still a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people we know who just like to flip through a
Yeah.
magazine.
Okay, then you guys have come up with a great idea of bringing magazines to give away as well. So I will let our viewers know that since they, you know, would love to promote this, love for you to read this magazine, we are giving these away, or rather they are giving these away. 5 of these can be yours respectively. You just have to, should we give a trick question or something? Or we should make it easy for them.
Yeah, let's make it easy.
We
want them
always
to
do
read
that.
it.
Yeah,
and get
okay.
hooked.
So all you have to do is write into us, send us your name and your address. You know the drill, this is what we do. At our email address, tms@expressnews.tv, and we shall do that lucky draw thing that we always do. And I know many of you guys have been very lucky as well. And yeah, if nothing else, you can have it for Imran Khan. I mean, great pictures. How was that experience, by
It
the way?
was great.
It was amazing.
It was
Who did the
absolutely
interview?
amazing. We did.
Both of
Both
you.
of
Yeah,
us,
it was a
yeah.
big challenge for us. We went there. You know, I think what works with us as a team is that we challenge ourselves. You know, we push each other. We just went. You know, we were like, let's give it a shot. You know, we thought he's not going to
And we didn't even know if he was going to do the
Yeah,
cover,
of
and we were like, he's never going to do the cover. It's a fashion
Yeah, because that is
lifestyle
something that we
magazine.
rarely see, especially, you know, we would see Imran Khan's picture taken like 10, 15
Yeah.
years back.
Exactly. So
but not
we knew,
specifically.
we were like, let's just do the interview. He's never going to agree. And then we went through the interview
And then we thought, you know, let's do it. Let's try. Let's ask him.
So you took your photographer along
Yes,
as well?
we did.
yeah,
We
did.
had a photographer,
But
and then-
throughout the interview, we were taking
and we had hired
photographs
someone
and-
else as well for the second day. But we just push ourselves and challenge ourselves, and you know, mashallah, things just have really worked out.
Lovely. So how is, you know, Pakistan as a whole, you both have decided to, you know, wherever you might have studied, you have decided to work out of Pakistan. How is it for not just young girls, young mothers as well, but also, you know, for any business to start and boom. I mean, you have expectations
It's very difficult.
with working here?
It's very difficult. It's not
There's
just Pakistan.
Bijli, there's,
yeah, but
there's,
there's a global recession right now anyway. So working in Pakistan right now is very difficult because a lot of the designers don't really have money. You know, there are issues.
Designers?
Yeah, whatever the advertisers want to pay. It's just like we're not all doing so well. So it's difficult to run a business and show the glamorous, so to say, side of Pakistan when a lot, you know, we do current affairs, we do those issues, but we try to mix it.
So
It is a challenge.
So you think that again, you know, because whenever I see, and I would love for people to, you know, work here and try to excel
We love
here
living
as
in
well.
Pakistan.
we
We
love
love
living
Pakistan.
here, and we actually, I mean, there's a lot of benefits as well
Of
of
course.
working here because there's not that much competition, or you know.
You think that you can actually make a mark here?
Oh yeah, we
course,
really
of
do
course.
believe that we feel like in such a short time the magazine has made a mark, and inshallah we'll, you know, keep going, and we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. So
Okay, so how many issues per year?
4.
4 issues per year.
it's important.
Okay. All right, great. So yeah, again, as I can say, it's, you know, they have their page on Facebook as well. We are going to put it up on our TMS page, so you can actually go through it as well, and you can have a copy of Paper Magazine. I love the name. Who came up with the name?
And just want something very simple, something to that stands out, and
And I must say, very good quality paper as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
that would be our printer.
All right, thank you, girls. Anything special that we should expect in the coming few months?
Well, we can't really, we
Yeah,
never
of
ever, we're so secretive about, you know, the cover or anything else. But of course, it's always going to be fresh, and it's always, because we're working really, really hard on the magazine to make it fun and entertaining for everyone.
Oh, well, okay, fine. They are not going to tell us, but we shall keep you informed. Thank you very much, girls, for
Thank you
coming
so much
here.
for having us.
And best of luck with paper.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are taking a very short break, and we will be right back after that. And do write into us already. Yeah, start doing that. Okay. Hello, welcome back. Not bad at all. I like these magazines, so I'm looking forward to a good read. Anyway, quotation now for you guys, and this is also interesting. Very deep quotations we are coming up with these days, and you guys are also putting up very nice ones on Facebook page. I do get a glimpse of those at times. It's on our screens now. This is also by Jalaluddin Rumi. He seems to be our favorite these days. If you're looking for pearls, you have to dive in the ocean, but remember, safety lies on the shore. I don't think that I will delve too much into it. I am sure that you must have gotten what this means. Okay, we have the word for you now as well, and quickly before we run out of time, you know, we can start rolling drums here. I cannot hear drums rolling. Yes, please. Today, avarice is the word for the day. Avarice means insatiable desire for wealth or greed. Yeah, so this is the meaning of the word, and we have a sentence for you as well. Avarice is personified as one of the 7 deadly sins. Did you guys know that? The things you learn on TMS. So now you know. Okay. We are going to be doing the lucky draw now for the Lala suits. Remember, we announced once upon a time, so we are going to be doing that. A lot of response from the guys as well. What is this, by the way, going on? So that, you know, that is one thing that I really want to know as well. Anyway, and before I do that, by the way, I do want to say thank you to a certain Dr. Amir Hussain who sent chocolates for us the other day. We received the chocolates, and thank you very much for that. That was very, very sweet and yeah, generous of you, I would say. So thank you very much for that as well. So there we have it, a lot of names inside. Let me turn it around. Let me show you all that I have. Oops. Okay. So there you have it. Okay, So there were 2 suits. I'm going to draw 2 names here for you. Mariam Gondal, yeah, congratulations, you win yourself a Lala suit, and I wish that you guys had also specified, you know, which colors you want, because we have 1 pink and 1 blue, if I'm not wrong. So Mariam, you have one for yourself. The second one, Jafar Ali Bashar. Jafar Ali Bashar. Mubarak to you as well. What are you going to do with this suit? That is my question. That is what I want to know. But a lot of guys were also interested as well. So we got, what was the name? Mariam and Jafar. Your suits are going to be dispatched to you today. Yeah, and you should be inshallah getting them by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. And again, don't remember, for anybody who says, you know, why am I not winning anything? You can win the magazine, paper magazine. You just have to write in your name and address and send it to tms@expressnews.tv. I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, have fun. Seize the day.